last week you told me you were looking forward to watching a soccer game, right, on TV. How'd that go? Were you able to watch it?
It went well. They scored 3 goals. So.
Okay. Did your team win?
They did, yeah.
Okay, good. It's always a little bit more fun when the team we want to win wins, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, good. So how did the homework go from last week with the breathing techniques that we worked on?
It went well. I finished it. You can see it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this looks great. Here, I'll let you keep it. So I know that you have homework with school and then I'm giving you homework, but it is really an important intervention for the work that we are doing here to kind of help you learn new ways to kind of help manage your OCD. So I know it's not fun, but I'm proud of you for doing it, and hopefully we can kind of keep that up, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So last week we identified some of your biggest OCD monsters, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Mm-hmm. Or fearful thoughts that are taking away so much of your time and getting in the way for you. This week I thought we would talk a little bit more about that, and then kind of practice a new skill, and then bring your mom in from the waiting room to join us so that we can kind of fill her in. How does that sound?
Yeah, I'm okay with that, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything that you want to talk about today before we get started?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. Well, how's it been going at school?
I missed 2 days of school already. I just can't get out of the door in time. I have to zip and unzip my backpack a certain number of times to make sure I'm not forgetting anything I need for school. It just really makes me anxious. I also, once I get done with that, I have to tie and untie my shoe and tie it again exactly 57 times.
Okay. So you missed 2 days of school. So what do you think would happen if you didn't tie and untie your shoe 57 times?
I don't know. I can't get it out of my head until I do it. I feel like if I don't, something really horrible is gonna happen. Like a meteor is gonna crash into the house.
Okay. So OCD is telling you that if you don't tie and untie your shoe 57 times, that a meteor is gonna crash into your house.
Yeah, I mean, I know it doesn't make any sense, but it's the only way I can leave the house. It's just the only thing that works. I just have to do it.
Okay. So it's important to remember that OCD is a medical disorder that kind of tricks our minds into sending off these false alarms, right? And that one thing that we can do is kind of learn to relabel those intrusive thoughts and urges as OCD, which it sounds like you know that OCD is telling you a lie, and that you have no choice or something horrible is going to happen, but that you still feel like you have to do it.
Yeah, I think so. I know it's not true. I know it's the OCD telling me that. I can't get it out of my head though until I do it. I'm just messed up. I just have this horrible feeling that I can't get out of my head. I keep thinking that a meteor is going to kill everyone and that I'm a bad person for letting it happen. It's always my fault. The same with the zipping and unzipping of my backpack to check if everything is in it. I think everyone is going to know. I feel like everyone's going to know how stupid I am when I get to school if I don't have everything that I need. And I feel uncomfortable.
Well, so last week when we identified these OCD monsters that are taking over your time and getting in the way of doing the things that you wanted to do, we kind of talked about how you were in a sense feeding that monster and making it stronger by doing what it wants you to do, or avoiding things that would make you do certain things, right? They kind of bring it out. So a new CBT skill that I thought we can practice today is something called constructive self-talk. So this is kind of a way for you to talk back to OCD. You're not supposed to talk back to your mom or people like that, but we want you to talk back to OCD. Okay. And it's kind of a way for you to kind of flip or change those irrational thoughts and remind you that you aren't messed up, one, and that you have a medical disorder, just like asthma, that you're working to get the control of, right? So you need to control those symptoms. So we're gonna talk back to OCD.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Do you think there's anything that you could tell yourself or the OCD to help resist doing what it says?
Like, it's not true.
Yeah, that's perfect. So you could tell yourself when OCD is, what is something you could tell yourself when OCD is telling you that you need to tie your shoe 57 times?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay. What is something that you could tell yourself that might make you feel safer from that meteor?
I mean, like it's not true, and it won't happen.
Yeah. Like what won't happen?
Like the meteor. Like it won't hit my house.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. I think you could tell yourself exactly what you said. It's not true. A meteor isn't gonna hit my house. My house and family are safe. Do you think that you could try that? I know it sounds really silly, but sometimes saying it out loud can be kind of helpful.
Like right now.
Yeah. What do you think?
Okay. It's not true. I'm safe, and so is my family.
Yeah. So I think that's awesome. So I know sometimes people have these big worries and thoughts, and we kind of keep thinking about them and thinking about them and making them stronger and stronger, where we start to kind of feel like they're the boss of us. So you could even say to OCD, "You're not the boss of me," and then kind of talk about that. What do you think?
Sounds good. That sounds good.
Okay.
I can do that.
Great. So we're gonna kind of keep practicing this today, kind of switching those thoughts and think kind of what we can say to ourselves when we're having them. And maybe do some role plays back and forth. I can pretend I'm OCD, so that you feel better about it, and you can work on it at home too. So we can kind of just hone those in. What do you think?
Thanks. Yeah, I think that could work.
Okay. So you're doing a really good job. I know it's hard work, and I know it can be overwhelming, and it can be really scary, but it is going to get easier. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.